Okay, so since today's topic is about shape builder tool, here you can see the tool here that says shape builder tool. This is the one. Okay. Okay, so this shape builder tool serves the um, steps that you have done in the Pathfinder tools. Okay, so I will tell you why I'm saying that. Is that suppose if I have some shapes like this, so some shapes like some circles, or say maybe something like this, okay, and then I also have a line. So just to give you an example, let me draw um, some lines and then some circles, because we have to see if it is possible with all the types of shapes or not. Okay? So I'm going to select all this. Let's try to select only this part. Actually, I don't want any fill color. With fill color also you can do it. Okay, don't think that it's necessary that I have to remove it. But just to show you how it goes on while I use the shape tool. Okay, so for using the shape tool, you need to select all the parts or all the shapes that you want to include, and the name itself says that it's a shape builder. So we are going to build a shape by using this tool, using the other types of the shapes that we have collected here. So let's do this one from here to here. Okay, so I haven't released the mouse. Okay, so just keep on pressing the mouse, go around and select the portion that you want to include in the shape. And then we have a shape here. Okay, and this shape, suppose, okay, I don't want this area. So this is shape, and since this basically has become a new shape, after that you can obviously you can put a fill color, you can fill what you can fill with um, you can fill with a gradients also, or you can also change the stroke color, right? Stroke opacity, that kind of thing. Okay, so those editing can be done after once you've built the shape. So let me repeat once again about that part, and after that I will proceed with some arts, which you can do it with this kind of shape builder tool. Okay, so we have some circles which I have to copy, just so that I can combine some shapes, and then we can draw a new shape. Okay, so here we have this something like this, and I'm also going to draw a line. And this line, let's say something, I have something like this here. Okay, so for making a shape using the shape builder tool, you need to select all part of the shapes that you have created. And after using the shape builder tool, you have to select the area that you need. So out here, I finished some small parts. So let's go and select those parts also. And then there we have the shape. So this is the actual shape that I wanted. Okay, now you can delete the rest. All right, so just to understand more about the shape builder tool, I'm going to make a circle which is going to have a color, let's say this color, and let me also copy this shape. And like I said, to make a shape using shape builder tool, you need to select both the shapes. So here I have only two shapes. That's why I'm saying both the shapes. If there were many other shapes, then you can select. I mean, you have to select all of them. Okay. Now, see, I can select only this part. My wish, I can select only this part. So if I select only that part, what are the other parts? In fact, like I'm dividing this circle with this one. Okay. Right. So again, suppose if I select only this part, so that's somewhat like I'm dividing all the shapes, all the other shapes that I have created. So what it does is that it lets you to select the portion that you need. Okay. Now, okay, I have done that, but what if I want to remove instead of taking it out? What if I want to remove? Okay. So there you can see the mouse pointer as plus sign. Just below the mouse pointer, you can see a plus sign that says, which means you're going to add up. Okay, add up means I can add up this one, this, right? Okay, like that you can add up by using directly using the shape builder tool. But what if I want to remove? Actually, if I want to remove, say the middle portion, what will I do? I'll click and then I will. What did I use? The shortcut that I have used is Alt key, ALT. Okay, Alt key I have used. By pressing Alt key, it becomes minus. If I release the Alt key, it becomes plus. Okay, so that will be one of the implementation of not the implementation, one of the other steps, okay, which allows you to remove uh, the portion that you want to remove. So shape builder can be adding up or subtracting. Okay, so suppose there is an area like this, all right? And if I select all these, and what if I want to delete these parts? Okay, see, I want to put something like this. Okay, I will remove this one. I want to make it look like these circles are filled up with some water. Okay, so for that, I'm going to change this one as. For that, I'm going to change this one as this color. Okay, let's say this is the water. And actually, what I need is, see, you can see this circular area. Okay, the bluish circular area. I need this one. I also need this one. So you can do that one by using the Pathfinder. We know that. But since we also know that from today's class, we should know that using the shape builder tool is also possible to take out those portions. So all this portion. So you can either take it out by using Alt key. Okay, you can click here once, you can click here once, you can click here once also. And then let's see what happens. See, they are separate portions, right? Now we can see something like this. Okay, that is the first step in which you can do filling up the what selecting the portion that you need by using the shape builder tool, right? So like that. So what if I want to actually, instead of doing that, there can be other steps. Okay, that step I will tell you. I've selected these two, and earlier I have using the shape builder tool. I've only selected those portions that I have needed. But suppose if I want to remove this area, what will I do? I will have to use Alt key and then just click here. And then those portions are deleted. And then you have this portion here. Right? Okay. So that one, you can do it by using the shape builder tool. This is the shape that we have needed. Okay. So those kind of excluding and including that we have done using the Pathfinder tool can also be done with the shape builder tool. Okay, so just for you to practice, I'm sure you have got at least some idea from that. So just for you to learn and just for you to practice it, I will draw something, an art, and using that art, you can also practice it by yourself. Okay. Okay, so I will make a simple one, simple art, and for that art, I will be using some template, some theme colors. So for selecting the theme colors, let me put uh, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this one I will be using this color, and for this one I'll be using this color. Okay, so this will be my template. Let it be. This is not the actual. What I mean is, this is not the actual art that we're going to do now. Okay, this is just for referring the color, which I'll be needing later on. Okay, so what you do with shape builder tool is, I want you to practice like this. Okay, I will just make a simple art, and using that art, you can practice about the shape builder tool. Right, so I made a circle, and this circle I want this color. Okay, there's another circle, which I will make a copy and make sure this the guidelines are coming out, and using those guidelines, make sure that they are properly aligned. And I'm also going to rotate it maybe by 90 degrees, rotate by 90. Done? No. Transform, rotate about 45. Okay, this could do. All right, so 45 degrees, okay. And then, which you can also rotate manually, of course. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, because when you rotate it, you can see a red line that is coming out. That means you are exactly near about 45 degrees. All right. Of course, you can see it from here. You can see from here that it's 45.6. As you can see from that right side, some numbers are coming out, 45.6, something like that. But if you want to make it sure, just go to transform and then rotate it by 45 degrees. Okay. All right. So what I want to do is, using this shape, I want to unite them together. Along with that, I can also select the empty space. Okay. So see, some of the students, they used to complain like they cannot do it because they used to do it directly like this. So that's the reason why I always repeat that you should select all the shapes that you want to combine. And then after selecting all this, you select it with this shape builder tool as well as the one which is inside. Okay. So I have something like this. Okay. So actually I want to draw something that resembles a flower. Yeah. Okay. Here I have another circle, and this one I want to just to make the differences. Actually, I'm going to remove it. Okay. But just to see the differences, I'm going to make it something like this, and then select this, all of them, and I want to do the minus front. Okay, it's almost the same. So if I do minus front, you see it's subtracted, but you can also do that using the shape builder tool. So I like to use the shape builder tool mostly. Okay. So if I use the shape builder tool, I can exclude this one. See, I have selected both the structure as well as the circle. So I have to select both of them. And if I use the shape builder tool, and if I again press Alt key and go and click on this circle, this one will be subtracted from the portion that we have selected. So the portion that we have selected is all this structure and then this circle. So from there, I will exclude this one or subtract that. So I have something like this. Okay. And for us to practice more about the shape builder tool, I will do something like this. Okay. And then along with that, I will also make it like a flower pot. I have clicked 5 times to come to the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that will do. And then let's do something. See, you have to make sure they are properly aligned. That's in the center. This one also should come to the center of the other shapes. It's in the center. Okay. Here for the leaves, we have drawn something like this earlier in our previous classes by using the corner editor. We have done something like this. You can also use that. But since we are practicing about shape builder tool, let us make it by using some circles. So it can be 2 circles. You can see this intersection area is going to be, this intersection area is going to be that part which I have shown you now. So I need this one. Okay. I've clicked that using the shape builder tool. I will remove that, the part which I don't need. And maybe if I can size, okay, this one also, rotate it. So this is just for our practice. Okay. All right. So let's keep it like that. So what will I do now? I will try to modify this area here. Let's give some lines, something like this, and here. So here in this area, using these 2 lines, I want I want this part to be removed. So for removing, you know that after selecting, you have to use the shape builder tool, press Alt key, and then you can come like this also. If you can come in straight line, then it's okay. Okay. So suppose if you are doing like this, and by mistake, if you come down like this, and if you find it hard to come in a straight line, then what at that time you can just click one by one. Click once again, click here, and then click here like this. Yeah. So that's one of the techniques that you can follow. But what I follow is I press Alt key and just come to along this line. Okay. Also do it here like this. Okay. So like I said, if you find that difficult, you can just click them one by one. It's the same, right? Okay. So here, actually, what I will do is I want to modify a little bit about this one. Okay. So using the shape builder tool again, let's create two parts. This side, I want to make it a little bit bright in color. This side, I want to make it a little bit darker in color. So I'll select all this portion, and then not select, draw. I'll try to cover half of the flower by using this rectangle, and then using that shape builder tool again, just remove this part. I'm pressing the Alt key, okay? So I will remove this part, and at that time, you can see that this one is created, this one is created, this one is created. This is the half part of your this one, the whole structure that we have created. Okay, so using all this, there is something, okay, there's something called transparency, which you can use it for some kind of reflection, not reflection again, it's not say reflection, but some portion which has brighter part and some which has darker part. Okay, so for that, I can use transparency here. And using this transparency, I want to modify a little bit about this side. Okay, and you can see that preview from here also. And let's select one of the options. What if I use difference? So in difference, you are getting fully dark area. Yeah, so that's not what I want. Maybe I will use color burn. Okay, I can use that also. All right, so multiply, I think multiply is okay. It's much better. Right, so you can also check this transparency. Right, so every day when I do some tools, I also try to put other tools also. Okay, so that you learn for these two tools, because I cannot just go on discussing only about this part only. This is something which you can also check by yourself. Okay, so along with the tool, I also include some other small part. Okay, right. So you can use multiply or any one, whichever you according to your preference. You can use any of the transparency option. Okay, I will keep it as multiply, and then you have something like this here. Okay, and then let's group them together. Okay, why I have grouped is because every time I have to move them, I will have to select all this part, and sometimes you might have some other arts at the same time, so it might be difficult for me to select and then unselect this portion and then move this portion like that. Okay, so for that, before I mix it with other arts, I have to group them. Control G. Okay, so Control G is for grouping. Yes, if you haven't done in Photoshop, okay, grouping, right? Okay, so which you can see out here also, grouping and group options also here, right? Okay, so here, this portion, since we have already grouped here, what I will do is I'll just select this. Let's try to, I think we have already used this color. That is fine. Now I can go on making a copy of this and then select other color. Okay, but our art is not lost. Even if they are in the same group, the art design will not be lost. Okay, right. So That is what Shape Builder can do. And apart from that, for more practicing, you can also try to draw or come up with different shapes. Okay. So for example, if I want to draw something like this, let's say, okay, I'll just use the stroke only. All right. So it can be the intersection of some circles. I'll keep it like this and like this. Okay. So here, what I will do is I will select all of them and see, just for practicing, you can do like this. This is what I used to do. And in case if I forget tools, I'll just draw some shapes, and from there I will try to use directly like this also, or using Alt key also. I'll try this. But I'm excluding those portions which I don't need by using Alt key. Okay, and here you have one part. From here, what I will do is I will select something like this. Okay, so I can directly, sorry, make mistake, press Control Z, and then okay, this is what I want. From here, I will also draw like this. I will also combine it with this. Okay, and then okay, so something like that. You can keep on practicing with different combination of different shapes. All right. Okay. Anyway, I'll just undo it. Let's say since I've already started, I want to complete it. Something like this. And this one also. I'll draw it like this. Okay. So here, let me change the color to this color to maybe this one too. Let's see, sometimes just something which I wanted to tell you from this kind of shapes is, since this is a multiple shapes are there, it can also create multiple uh, shapes using that shape builder tool. So this is, we can see the whole part of the shape that has been created now. This is the final product. But inside there might be some other shapes, maybe because this is also a shape. This is also a shape. Okay, so that can also come out. Let's see. See, this is one of the shape. This is one of the shape, and it's one of the shape, which is the byproduct of all the circles that we have created. Okay, from that we have created this structure, and this is the remaining part because they are also shapes. From them only we have taken out this one. Okay, so if you have something like this, you should check once. Okay, like if you have multiple uh, shapes that you have combined, then there can be some, these empty spaces can also become a shape, and which might become destructive. Okay, after that, I think we also have other shapes. It's only because we have created it by using the strokes. That's the reason. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, fine. What about this one here? See, there are more. Okay, so it can come out something like that. So what I suggest you is you should draw it without the strokes. It'll be much better, or only with the strokes. It'll be much better. Okay. Anyway, I'll just leave like this, and this is something which you can practice so that you get more familiar about the shape builder tool. Okay, there are many things that you can do with shape builder tool. You can play it around. Something like with two circles together, or sometimes it can be apart. If they are apart, if you can combine them with some like rectangle. Okay, so suppose if I keep it something like this here, a rectangle like this. Okay, and then say like this. So that kind of all these kind of shapes can also be created. I mean, it can create different kind of shape by making use of the shape builder tool, right? So we can do a lot of things using this shape builder tool. All you have to do is just try to combine some shapes. Okay. First, you start with some rectangles. Second, you go to circles, and after that, maybe you can go for two more circles together, or maybe circles and rectangles together. Okay. So you try to combine some shapes. Try to um, include as well as exclude, because in shape builder tool you have both including as well as excluding. So if you directly click it and try to combine some shapes, that means you are including. Select all. If I go here, that is means you're including. If I press Alt key and then select all this, that means I'm excluding, I am removing. Okay. Okay. So these are some of the basics of shape builder tool. When we go for other kind of art like scene art, there are many other arts which we need to do as an assignment. Okay, that time you'll need all these the shape builder tool. Okay, all right. So that's it about the shape builder tool. If there is anything more to be added with that, I can discuss it on Monday. If not, we'll be going for the other topics. There are many other topics which we need to discuss. Okay. Okay. So any parts that you want me to repeat, or any other talks, maybe about today also, maybe about that previous day which we have done. Yeah, any part that you want me to repeat? I hope everyone you have your this illustrator installed, and I hope you're trying whatever we are taking the class. I hope, you're trying all the things that we have done. Are
Yes,
you?
sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
So if you're doing it, and if you find any difficulty, you have to ask me, okay? Because we cannot go on and clearing. If you are not clear about something, the next portion it will be combination of the previous one as well as one which we are doing today also. So such kind of similar examples, okay, it can come up. That is why please clear out whatever we have done. After that, only I want you to learn the next one. Okay. Apart from that, let me check something. Okay, please wait. Okay, so here, see, from the effects, since we have already done with extrude and bevel and revolve, we have just done a simple one, okay? And from the rotate, I haven't used it that much useful for my own designs and all, okay? But here, this part, I want you to try it by yourself once. And if you're still unclear about it, please do let me know, okay? Because um, this part, most of the time when I take class, I don't discuss about this one that much. It's just something about it, and This one also, uh, it needs a lot of setup when we do the this 3D effect. Okay, when we do the revolve, it's a lot of setup. This one, though, if you know about map art, how to map with the extruded node, and it is okay. Here, this one also it's possible for map art also, but it's becomes somewhat hard for this one. Okay, because it involves with what the surface, not a straight one, not a flat surface, somewhat rounded, okay. So this one setup, it has to be careful. And when I take when I go for some artwork with this tool, it takes a lot of time, right? And I cannot just go and teach you some roughly. I can teach you roughly about all this. I have to go in detail. That's why I'm not focusing much on this one. Okay. But if you can know about, if you get some idea about this one, then also you can also do this part. So for maybe for these two, I can include some tutorials on me. Okay. So this is what I want you to practice on. Please check it by yourself. If you cannot do it, or if you find it difficulty, or if there is even a slight portion part that you cannot do it, please do let me know. Okay. So for you, please keep on collecting this kind of assignments. Okay, please keep on collecting in the folder in your computer. Okay, and maybe one day I will be telling you to submit in an assignment. Keep on collecting. Please design it, save it as an Illustrator file, because I won't be accepting PPT files anymore. Okay, for assignments I will be selecting only the Illustrator file. Okay. So from here also there are some other portions like live pen packet tool, live pen selection tool. All these are there. Okay, so this part all these part they are quite similar, but this is more useful. If you can do this one, of course we can do the coloring. So they are not that much used. Okay, unless something comes up as an emergency, then only they are used, but I don't think it's not that much useful in many areas. Okay, if you know about this one, then it's enough. Okay, because this also I put two. Okay, so see, it's almost the same. I'm just using to put some color, like the bucket tool that you use in MS Paint, almost the same. Um, I use this one for, we can use this one for putting the color in a closed loop. Okay, there shouldn't be any opening. If there's any opening there, then color will be spilled out to that area also. So it's nothing much to do with if you have, because if you have the direct select, I mean shape builder tool, then obviously you can select that particular shape, and then you can also color it, right? You can also change the color from here also. So there is not much point of learning that. Okay. Anyway, you please try this shape. I will also later on I will be giving you more assignment about shape builder tool with a reference picture that you can refer. Okay, and using that picture you can create a shape. So those kind of assignment can come up. So what I'm saying is, please keep on practicing whatever I've given you. From there, you will learn all the basic steps about the shape builder tool. Okay, so for Monday, if I don't inform you about any other timing, or if I don't inform you about canceling the class, just know that it's from 2 p.m. Okay. And for that confusion, I think some of you also haven't joined today. So if I don't inform you about any changes of time or about cancellation of the class, then just know that the class is from 2 p.m. Okay.